welcome in everyone. And this is going to be episode 3 of the TigerBuilds Podcast. 3 episodes in, doing a lot better than I was expecting we were going to do. So happy about that. I got a little friend with me today, cut out Tiger. My mom found in our basement, so I decided to throw it up. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I saw we got Timmy in the comments. Brick Labs is here, so what's up, guys? And anyone on Replay Gang, what is up? Welcome in, and thanks for stopping by. Today we've got first returning guest to the show, Walter Limited, also goes by James. His channel's really awesome. He's got a lot of cool projects going on, so go check him out. Known for lugs and collecting kind of everything. He's one of the few collectors out there that really diversifies his collection. So a really cool channel over there. Go check him out and welcome in James.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing?
Oh, no complaints at all. It's a good day. So, had the knee's not happy, but that's a product of Army life.
So we were just talking pre-show, but I guess we can hop right in to May 1st because that seems to be the hype for everything. So you might know this, is it May 1st or May 4th? Because I feel like May 4th is a holiday, but this is happening May 1st.
Right, yeah. May the 4th be with you, but everything it seems like is available May 1st because Lego can't resist starting early.
Gotcha.
Make people feel special by starting. I don't know about this April 30th. The ACOB guys were talking about it, and I don't know what the deal is with April 30th with these insider points. It doesn't make any sense.
What was it?
Starting before all of the so the leaks at least say that the insider points start on the 30th, right, and then the GWPs start on the 1st. So I don't know. Luckily, the guys at my Lego store are pretty good, and they'll hold something till the next day for me if I have to.
That's nice.
If the GWPs and it aren't available the same day, they'll hold a set of the GWPs for me. So they're great.
All about connections.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. I totally breezed by that. See, I just would have assumed all this stuff was May 1st.
Yeah, and that's how it's been in the past. This April 30th for the 4 times insider points. I think they're trying to get some people to jump the gun and get some of the stuff before the GWPs, and then kind of double dip on the people who are coming back to get the GWPs.
I mean, it's smart, but
yeah, I mean, and I'm not a GWP or a business hater. I know a lot of people call it predatory or think it's a scam or whatever, and I'm just not in that crowd.
Yeah,
and maybe it comes from being a little bit on the older end, from a lot of the people that I talk to, because I mean I totally understand why people get upset, and in my early 20s I probably would have gotten upset about it too. 20 years later, I'm like, I understand, especially with 5 kids. I don't get to buy everything I want when I want. So what's waiting for one more thing?
Yeah, exactly. And there's so much coming out. It's like, it doesn't really even matter. But
yeah. When people tell me that there's nothing I wanted to buy, does that mean that you already own everything that you want? Because holy crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all the money.
Well, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. I get gotta make money. So I mean, it makes sense. I'm not gonna complain on them for it. It's smart. You have to admit it's smart. I do know some people don't like it, but it's working. I mean, they're putting out more and more stuff every year. So
yeah. Well, and it's funny because I think something that hardcore Lego fans don't understand is that the gift with purchase isn't for them. They're not doing the gift with purchase to get somebody who already spends their disposable income primarily on Lego.
Okay, I got
They know they have your money already. So the gift with purchase is to entice somebody who's on the fringe who might buy something or might not, but they need that extra incentive to draw them in. It's kind of like one of my buddies yesterday. We had a dinner with the Lug. He called it a welcome back with purchase.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot of people that don't come around to Lego very often at all. And so it's those guys that they're trying to get, the ones that are on the fence, the ones that need a little extra. I mean, you and I and most other people who are hardcore Lego fans, like, we're spending most of our money that we have extra on Lego. Like,
yeah.
we have a budget line, for Lego in our budget.
But kind of like furthering that point, you also get the people, like I know Brent was talking about this last Thursday, who now will spend double what they're going to get two GWPs. So they like kind of double dip from both groups in a sense.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing, and it's marketing.
Yeah, and it's working. It's working.
But the great thing is, I'm planning on picking up the AT-AT. It's been out for a couple of years, and now the time is right. I don't buy big Star Wars sets unless there's a gift with purchase, typically on May 4th. I bought the Millennium Falcon not at the Lego store a couple of years ago because it went on sale for like $600 on Zavi or something. I can't remember where it was, but it's like, okay, $600, so 200 something off. Plus it was like 10% back on Rakuten or something like that. And so I was like, okay, I've been waiting for a deal.
Well, and I don't know what Rakuten's running. I haven't looked at it yet, but so 4 times insider points on the AT-AT, that's going to get you about $200 back, right? If it's an 850 set. So you'll get that. You'll get the droid carrier promo. You'll get 2 coins, I think. Will you get both those coins, or are those insider points?
I think the one is you purchase with insider points. The trench run one, I think, is a regular gift with purchase.
Okay,
I think.
So you'll get that too, and then you'll get the sand AT-AT poly bag.
Right.
So that's a lot you'll get, and I mean,
yeah,
if you get Rakuten too, then maybe you get another. Even if you get 5% back, you're saving 25% on that. It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad at all.
No complaints.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for this because I thought the Cantina would at least be double. And to see it 4 times, I'm kind of like, ooh, that's pretty good. But I just picked it up used. I don't mind buying used sets because I just take them apart and rebuild them. And it saves a lot of money for someone my age. So I just got the Cantina for like $200. But I almost would have bought it at 4 times. Like, had I not just bought it, I definitely would have been picking it up this upcoming weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is a banger of a set. I mean, it is so good.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they would do more Master Builders series because it seems like every time they do, they knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Hoth was not great, but it wasn't even really a Master Builders series. It doesn't feel like. But like the Ewok Village, incredible.
Chef's
the Cloud City, awesome. Great minifigures. And it seems like those ones are, adult play sets rather than the UCS, which are, okay, you're going to display it. Here's your token minifigure. And it's cool build. It's neat, but like you're going to build it once and it's going to sit there probably.
Mm-hmm. No, I prefer them to the UCS sets personally. I think they're
absolutely
better in my opinion. I'm really excited about this Cantina too. I've been waiting to build it. I got a partnership with have you heard of Le Light Go? It's kind of hard to say, but it's like LE Light GO. So it's like Lego.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of them.
I just got a sort of partnership with them, so they're sending me one of the like light kits, and it'll be my first light kit, and it's got a sound brick in it too, so it'll play like the Cantina song. So I'm super excited about that because this set this was out when I came out of my Dark Ages, and my like 3 white whales, I have 2 now. So it was the like retro original Jabba sail barge. I got that one. I got this one. Now I just got to get the Zam Wessel Bounty Hunter Speeder Chase set because that one is up there too. So we're slowly knocking them off. I only had 3 on there, but 1 more to go.
So crazy story. I picked up Zam Wessel, except for her helmet, out of a bulk bin of minifigures for $3. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Somebody
half the
didn't
price
know
of
what
a
it was.
set.
Right. And so I still haven't picked up her helmet because it's uncommon enough. Like, I'm not going to go to a Bricklink store just to buy that.
Yeah.
But I will pick it up eventually and end up having paid like $20 for Zam Wessel total.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Because she's going, I mean, I can look it up, but I think the last I checked, she was like 60 to 80 or something. I mean, she definitely makes up the majority of that set. But I don't know. It's also one where, like, it'd kind of be nice to find it in person too.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, Bricklink says the hips are 50. Okay, so here you go. Whole fig new is right now 130, and then used is 84.
Okay.
So,
I can dig it.
yeah, $20 is not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, and that's I go to garage sales anyway with like my kids, and my wife like to stop by them, and so every once in a while you make a score, and like that one was not a garage sale, but I got a Commander Wolf, like the P1 Commander Wolf, for out of a bulk bin of just like, I can't remember how big that one was. Probably like one of the not huge Sterilite bins, but fair size Sterilite bins. I paid like $20, and there was like 30 figs and a bunch of random parts in there.
Jeez, that's my favorite fig I own, is that P1 Wolf. He's such a good one. That face on it too is awesome. That's crazy though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane sometimes. Like, sometimes you'll show up to stuff, like I showed up to one that the lady had an eBay store, and so all of the, like, everything was at eBay prices, not even Bricklink prices, and I tried to haggle with her a little bit, and she's like, nah, if it doesn't sell today, I'll just put them on my eBay store. I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to get anywhere then.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
But then another, like, it's been several years now, but I stopped by a garage sale, and a kid was selling all of his minifigs at $2 a piece. And there was like, it was ridiculous. I sold, I think, 3 of the minifigs, and it paid for all of the minifigs that I bought. And I bought like 300 minifigs from him.
Holy crap. Do you remember the 3 you sold?
So I sold the Mimban Trooper.
Okay.
What was the other ones? One of the Iron Man suits, the scuba suit, which isn't the most expensive Iron Man suit, but still goes for 40, 50, something like that. And then I can't remember what the third one was, but another one that I was like, I like $50 better than this fig right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's crazy. When you find them, like, that's my thing. When I find stuff on a discount, like, it's more fun than just picking something up from the Lego store.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is like, I've gone to like, I have actually a tub that I'm sorting through of stuff that I found at a garage sale. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, man, is this worth it? Like, because this lot is so dirty. Like, it's just filthy. Like, it was out in a carport. And so, like, but then you find stuff, like, I've got 90% of a Lego set out of it from, like, with one of the molded base plate castles.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm like, okay, I like that's worth it. And it's the fun, like, of the hunt, as you like, you first dig in and you're like, oh, wait, I recognize that piece. What else is in here? Let's go.
That's fun. Yeah, I've bought like bulk pieces, but not like just a big tub yet. I want to try that at some point, because it sounds like fun just to kind of try and piece together a set again. But
yeah, Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. Sometimes you strike out, but for the most part, like, I mean, you know what Lego is worth and what's good and what's not. And so, like, I mean, I have 4 daughters, so I was at a garage sale last summer and they had a tub, like a 50-gallon tub of Lego, and it was looked like all friends. And I was like, all right, what are you asking for it? And the lady was like, well, I know some of the pieces are missing, so you know, how would you feel about $60? And I was like, for 50 gallons of Lego? I gave her 100 because I was like,
Yeah, you almost feel bad.
I only have $100 bill on me, or like ones at that point, because I bought some other stuff at garage sales that day. And so I was like, listen, just take 100.
I mean, $2 a pound is still a steal. That's still crazy for any theme.
Yeah. Well, and then it ended up having a bunch of elves in it. Yeah. Like the big evil castle.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all black with the spines and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. That one I parted together out of that bin. So like, just no telling what you're gonna find. So, you know, online it's a lot harder to judge what's there. If you walk up on it on a garage sale or at a thrift store, and you can be like, all right, you know, is there, you know, it's $30 or $50 or $100. Can I find one thing? Yep, that's the one.
That one? Okay.
Regana's Magic Shadow Castle. Yeah. So you can usually see, is there a fig or most of a set or something that's going to make it worth my while to dig through all this stuff. And then anything that I don't end up parting into sets. So one of two things will happen. I'll part sets together, and then my kids understand that used Lego is good because it means they can get more of it. And so we'll clean it up, and then they'll get those for their birthday or Christmas if it's a theme that they want. Or they just, like, it'll get broken up and put in the free play bin, and so they have tons of Lego that they can play with whenever. And then I'll go rate it for mocks if I need a specific piece. I'm like, all right, come over here.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome. Yeah, especially those elf sets. I used to just walk. I remember seeing them on shelves, but I just would like walk right by them. I didn't think anything of them. It's not something I personally would like go back and get, I don't think, but like I appreciate them. They're pretty cool sets.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, so they came out around the time I was coming out of my dark age, like in the 2012-13 era. And so they were on shelves, and my 2 oldest daughters were like 7 and 9 or something like that. So right in the wheelhouse, perfect market for them. Yeah. And I begged them. I was like, look how cool these are. You know, they're pretty awesome. You should get them. And they were just full on the regular friends. And I was like, all right, get what you want, but these are pretty awesome. Now both of them look back and they're like, yeah, Dad, we should have listened. We should have gotten those.
Yeah, regretting it. That's for sure. So I guess I've never tried. I used to do garage sales for Pokemon cards, and I used to get a lot of Pokemon cards that way. I guess I've never done it for Legos, so I'll have to try and, like, because I think garage sale season around here is coming up soon.
Yeah, most places people are spring cleaning. It starts warming up, so people are willing to sit outside.
Yeah, I'll have to start keeping my eyes peeled. Yeah, getting a big old 50-pound or 50-gallon tote for $100 sounds pretty nice.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's totally hit or miss too. I mean, you know, some weekends, you know, because I'll just basically stop by as I'm on my way doing errands or going somewhere else, and I'll see one and pull over. And some weekends you end up with nothing. A lot of weekends you end up with nothing, but then you'll have the big score. And so it's like, okay, you know, that was 100% worth it.
Yeah, worth it. So really quick, back to the that's the wrong screen. Back to the I guess it's like a whole weekend. It's not even just May 1st, but this whole shebang. Is there anything else you plan on picking up, or just the AT-AT? I mean, that is
just the $850 AT-AT. That's all I'm
Just
planning on
that.
right now. Yeah.
I mean, that one's awesome. I can't believe it's already retiring, honestly. That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a little bit shocking. And I had along the way been picking up discount snowboys. So I think I have enough
Mhm.
snow troopers to fill it up. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's nice. See, that's kind of where I'm at too. I thought it was going to be on shelves a lot longer. I'm not going to buy it before it retires, but I've got like just a plastic bag of like 40 snow troopers or something. And I'm like, okay, I don't really have much to do with them now. But all right, cool, I guess. So if you need any more, let me know because I'm
All
probably
right.
not going to do much with them.
Sounds
But
good.
I think the only one I'll pick up, I think I'll pick up 2 of the Ghost and Phantom because I already have it. But at that price, I mean, I haven't seen it go on sale on Amazon. I don't really think it will if it hasn't already. So I was like, I think I'll pick up 2 of these, take the insider points, use them for myself, and then just sell these later on because it's retiring at the end of this year, so it's not even going to be around much longer. And
Yeah.
I think it's pretty underrated personally, and with
For
what the
sure.
last one did price wise.
Right. And at $130 plus getting your insider points, like plus you're most of the way to all of the GWPs, like
Yeah.
you get there with 2 and like, yeah, no complaints there. It's a fun set too. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's better. I don't like the figs necessarily better in it, although the figs are good, but I think it's a better set than the previous Ghost.
Yeah, I agree with that because I mean, I like Rebels a lot. It's like you can't beat those figs. Like if you don't have them, it's kind of hard to beat them. But the ship itself, I think, is like outstandingly better personally. I think
Yeah.
just the shape of it was a lot more accurate, and I really like the colors. That's my favorite part of it is just the color scheme.
Yeah.
But yes, because I might get a case for mine because I've always told myself if I get a case for minifigs, I have one of those. But I've always been like, if I get a case for a set, I want like my most prized set to have that case. So this might be the one set I put one thing I put my case in. Set I put my case in. I'm saying that backwards. It's been a long day. Anyways, yeah, and then I think the only other thing I think I'll get is that where is it? It's right here, that Cody brickhead. Just because I think that one's really cool, and I mean, $10 is not that bad.
Right. Yeah, that's what does Sean call it? The target toss.
Yeah, yeah, just a little
So
target toss, and then all
yeah,
these
I mean,
helmets too. Those are cool, but I don't. 2 times is not incentive enough to purchase any of those. I don't think.
yeah. Especially so it's what 10% back if you're doing 2 times. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that Mandalorian one at my Walmart currently, they had a whole stack of them and they were down to like 30 or 35% off. And so it was like,
Wow.
okay, like I'm a cheapskate.
Yeah. No, I mean, you got to be with this stuff when you're
Right.
spending $850 on AT-AT.
Right.
Scott, which diorama was on sale for 80? I'm guessing you're talking about the uh, the throne room, but I'm not sure which one he's talking about. And then I guess I'm surprised they didn't put the land speeder and Yavin on any sort of clearance because I know those aren't, just from being at Walmart, I know those aren't selling that well.
And I don't get the Yavin one. I don't get why people hate on it. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Like, yeah, 170 hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
But I haven't paid 170 and I have 2.
How much have you paid, if you don't mind me asking?
So the first one that I picked up, I got it when it dropped to like, what did it drop to? I think the initial sale that I got it on was 140.
Okay.
And then the second one I picked up, it dropped sub 100 on somebody's clearance aisle.
Wow.
And so I was like, duh.
Yeah. See, it's not my favorite set, but if that one went below 100, I would pick it up because the figs alone are awesome. I'm not a huge fan of $170. That's my only reason I don't care for it or have it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that one got beat with the too high of expectations stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
and I think that's the biggest issue right now is people have all of these like dreams of what a set should be or what they think a set should include or their ideal set. And then it comes out and it's like, yeah, 170 is a little high. I think 140 was a fair value for it, but 170 is not outside the realm of whatever. But if you expected, Master Builders series Yavin,
Yeah.
and you got that one, then sure, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. What would be the next Master Builder series set you want to see?
I keep hearing people talk about the Ewok Village, but I have that one, so I'm not as hot on it. I would love to see an actual good Hoth Master Builder series. I'm an OT head.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at like a Naboo or something like that. Either the Gungan city or the palace. Both of those would be cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are hot for the Geonosis Arena. And
I just can't believe they haven't done something with that.
Right.
Like,
and
you
I
just like a
wouldn't be mad
3-pack with just give us 3 figs and the 3 animals and just sell that with like a couple pillars. That's all you gotta do.
Right. Or do 3 like fairly inexpensive sets, one each with each of the animals and release them kind of like 6 months apart or something. So you can build your Geonosis Arena, have a pillar, a couple of figs, and your monster in there.
Yeah. Because this year's 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace, so that means 3 years will be 25th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, I think.
That sounds right.
So 2027, so it should be. Hopefully then. I just, like, there's a few sets I just can't believe they haven't done. That's always been one of them. Dex's Diner obviously is always brought up. It's mainly just those like Attack of the Clones sets, and like we were just talking about Zam Wessel's speeder. Like the fact that they haven't revisited that. We have how many X-wings, but
yeah, and I get the thinking on it because don't hate me, people, or hate me. I don't care. Like that second movie out of the prequel trilogy is the worst movie.
I mean, I can agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I enjoy it, but it's definitely the worst out of the 3. But still, like, and also the droid factory. Like, I feel like there's a lot that you could do with that they haven't done.
Right, and I think you'll start to see more of that. Like, I've had these thoughts percolating for a while. Probably another video coming up. Thinking about why Lego releases what they do when they do. And that's one that, like, okay, it's 20 years since Attack of the Clones. It's 25 years since Phantom Menace. Like, the kids who played with these as a kid now have big boy and big girl jobs and the money to spend on them. Like, we really started getting prequel stuff. Like, there's a reason that the Venator is the first UCS prequel, right? I mean, I guess the Naboo Starfighter, but that doesn't count. That was a regular set.
Yeah, and wasn't there the Obi-Wan Kenobi Starfighter?
But both of those were like the sub 200 when they came out, right?
Oh, okay.
So they're technically UCS, but not like UCS like people think of UCS.
They weren't ultimate.
Right. And so like the Venator, it's like, okay, 5 years ago, how many of the kids who were really hot on Clone Wars had $700 after tax to drop on a Venator?
Yeah.
Not 5 years later, it's a big difference because now, people are into their middle or late 20s. A lot of that demographic is starting to get in middle and late 20s and have actual jobs instead of, like, I don't know about you, but as a kid, my parents weren't going to buy me a $650 Venator as a teenager. Like, forget about it.
I'm living in the real world too. I'm not there.
So, it's just reality that Lego understand. There's a reason they're the biggest toy company in the world.
Yeah.
They understand the demographics and like, okay, about 25 years after, that's when we hit them. And then about 40 years after, that's when they're going to be the old fogies that have the real money, and then that's why they're riding the 80s and 90s right now with all the remakes. Because like, I mean, guys like me, I grew up in the 80s, was a teenager in the 90s, and they're hitting all of that. I mean, I have the DeLorean right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And like all the OT stuff, you know, over this shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that D&D. I mean, I know a lot of younger people play D&D too, but I mean, D&D really started getting bigger and more mainstream during the 90s and early 2000s, right? So
yeah,
they get it.
Yeah, no,
they're really good at taking people's money.
Yeah, I mean, they're smart. They're taking mine. But I don't know. It's like, it just still blows my mind that like, even like, I mean, I'm sure I could find something from the original trilogy too. Like there's just some stuff that you would be like, oh, that has to be made in Lego. Like that has to be a thing. And it's just not.
Yeah, I would love to see, like, I know there's rumors of a playset Death Star coming but later. I was in my dark ages for the two UCS Death Star playset ones. I would love one of those, like something like that, and something that I've, you know, can't say I've pitched it as an idea because I have zero contacts at Lego that like listen to anything that I say, but I would love to see it, have them come out with like a series of maybe $100 sets that are like a section of the Death Star, and then like either separately sell a frame later on or just put out free instructions like here's a Technic frame that you can build to put all of your sets on, and it forms.
That would be cool.
A UCS style Death Star playset.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Because I was thinking something like that the other day, because we've got, I mean, just with the diorama series, we've got the trash compactor, the meditation chamber, the trench run, and the throne room. So 4 of the now 6 dioramas are Death Star based. You just can't really put them together like you're saying, and like what you said would be a lot cooler, obviously. But like, I mean, they know the Death Star sells, so
yeah,
they do something with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, that would probably be the Master Builder series style thing that I would like to see next is the Death Star. But
I forgot that was the original question. Circled back.
Yeah, but the Gan Ocean Arena would be really cool. You know, the prequels aren't my thing as much. You know, I enjoy them, but you know, I'm always going to want something from the OT first. But Gan Ocean Arena would be pretty cool. I don't think they'll ever do it in the way that people want it done.
No.
And that's one of the hard things is people mock so much better than Lego sets.
Yeah.
That like that's where some of the disappointment comes, I think, because I mean, you go to Brick World or Brick Fair or Brick Can is going on right now, or Brick Cascades or Slopes or, you know, whoever, and like somebody's gonna have built a Tatooine, you know, Jabba's palace that blows whatever Lego will put out next for it out of the water.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, they probably spent $3, $4, $5 on the parts for that. So Lego would sell it for $8, $9, $10.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I like that would be a dream set for me. If I had like a dream set, it would be that Geonosis MBS. But I would also really like an Endor MBS. I think that would be really cool because I had that old, I think it was like 2010s maybe when it came out. It was just that like little kind of like
the bunker. Is that what you're thinking of?
Yeah, that's what I had. It had the ATST and like the Ewoks with the gliders. I had that set, and I always wanted them to just kind of scale that up. And
that would be an awesome MBS play set. Like, so I know people want the Ewok Village. There's tons of asks for the Ewok Village. I would rather get the Endor bunker MBS style with like a cool interior and like, and maybe an ATST and a couple really nice trees or whatever. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah. And that's what, like, like for someone like you already has the Ewok Village, that would pair so nice. And I
Oh
feel
my
like
gosh.
I just don't think the Ewok Village makes sense because they don't do MBS sets often at all. And it would be
Yeah.
it would be Ewok Village, Cantina, Ewok Village, if I'm not mistaken. So
I
like
think Cloud City was in between there.
it was in between.
Yeah,
It just
Ewok Village, Cloud City, Cantina. So yeah, you're right though. Like they
it
haven't
seems too close.
redone a
Yeah.
Master Builder series yet, other than the Death Star. But that was like basically,
That was
this is selling so well, we're gonna keep selling it.
Yeah.
But we'll slap a new number on it.
Make it look broken. That was my one thing because we had the play scale Death Star growing up, and it was a fun set. But I always wished you could like have panels to kind of close it up, so it didn't just look open all the time. Like they need to find a way to merge the two that they made.
Yeah, that's people talk about, what's the first $100 or what's the first $1,000 Lego set?
That has to be it.
If you could make a UCS Death Star that had the panels that closed up and then also had minifig scale scenes inside, that's got to be it. Like, you're not going to do much better than this Falcon that's behind me. Like going from $800 to $1,000 for the Falcon doesn't make sense. The Ghost, like, it's an awesome ship. Don't get me wrong. It is cool. I would love to see a little bit larger one, but like, I don't think it's got the cachet to pull lots of sales at $1,000.
No, Rebels is just kind of getting popular now, which I guess is weird that it's this much later, but like, it just doesn't have the hype behind it or anything like that. So I know I agree there. I've heard people say Jedi Council. I at this point just don't even think they're ever going to do the Jedi Council, and if they do, I think they'll just do micro scale, which kind of sucks because, or Jedi Temple. I said Jedi Council, but yeah, Jedi Temple.
Yeah, I can totally see Jedi Temple as like as one of the dioramas that's not minifig scale.
Yeah,
doing like kind of a Coruscant diorama with the Jedi Temple. That would make sense to me. Because I mean, it would have to be so big to do it justice that like there's things that I think Lego knows that like, okay, if we do this, people are just going to be mad about it because there's no way we can do it the way that it should be done.
Yeah,
at a realistic cost.
And again, you got those mocks of it that are just huge, and you can't really touch that because they go over 1,000, and I don't see that being the first $1,000 set at least for another 10 years.
Right.
So I just don't know how much sense it makes. Actually, I just saw this chat. So Crimson, I brought this on the stream because I don't know who this is. I'm not into Bionicle, but I found this in an old Lego tub. I think it's the only Bionicle I have left. But it's pretty cool. I just don't know who it is or anything about it. He says it's Gen 2. I don't even know how many generations they had, but I'm glad someone.
I think there's two main generations of Bionicle.
Okay.
The Bionicle isn't my wheelhouse. I was around for the pre-Bionicle like Throwbots. I don't know if anybody knows those.
Like the rolling ones? Is that what you're talking about?
So they like the one that I had, me and my brother both had, they had like a frisbee kind of thing in their arm, like you pull back on their arm and they throw like a frisbee.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
So I was pre-Bionicle with the Constraction.
That's fun. I remember Hero Factory too, because I do remember seeing those on shelves like at Toys R Us around Christmas. But yeah, Bionicle was just a little little beyond my time. I was ever into Lego and stuff.
Yeah, a little before you, little after me.
Yeah. They're cool. It just is like when you think of Lego, it's not really what comes to mind first, in my opinion.
Yeah, for most generations of Lego fans, absolutely. My little brother, who falls basically right in between us, he's right about 30 years old. He had a bunch of Bionicle and he loves it. And his kids play with his old Bionicle stuff still, and so when he thinks of Lego, he's like a lot of the big Bionicle people. He thinks of Lego, and he's a Bionicle Lego fan. I mean, he loves other Lego as well, but that's one of the first things that he goes to. So it's just funny because like people's fandom is so different. And that's one of the things that I love about Lego is like you have people that only Star Wars, and you have people that only Castle or only Bionicle or only, you know, whatever it is. And I'm a little bit all over the place as you see, you know, behind me, all the different stuff. There's not anything that's like, you know, we got Dungeons and Dragons, we got Star Wars, we got Rivendell, we got Castle with Magisto, we got the Marvel stuff here, and then DeLorean, like the whole thing. You know, I haven't met a theme that I don't like. And, you know, I try and buy sparingly, which it doesn't look like it behind me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's funny because, you know, I was in the Army for a decade and didn't have great income as an enlisted soldier with 5 kids living in the DC area. And my collection was way smaller. And, you know, we've been really blessed the last few years that we've had more extra income. So, you know,
that's great.
I've been able to get some stuff that I wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah. Like that helicarrier is another one that like I picked that up used because I couldn't afford it when it was out.
Yeah.
And so, and then also that giant Hulkbuster back here, like I wanted it when it came out. I'm probably one of the few people that really wanted the Hulkbuster. I mean, it looks garbage. The original build, Redfern's redo of it is so much better.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Rebrickable. I think I paid $20 for his instructions, but I got the Hulkbuster from Lego at like some stupid price. Like it was basically 50% off plus 4 times VIP points plus 3 gifts with purchase plus 5% Rakuten plus, you know, I was like
pushing free there.
Right. At some point, like if you wait long enough, it will come around. And that's what I try and tell people all the time. Like if you wait and you pay attention, you can find virtually any set for 20% off.
Yeah. That's
why it might not be a direct 20% off, but
no, I agree. And that's why I buy most of my stuff clearance now, like I was saying, because it just is like I don't see a point in spending full price when I can get the same thing for.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you like the unboxing, like go you, that's fine. I like it too. But I feel like I've kind of started getting to the point too where I'm like, I don't know. I look around and I'm like, okay, I got enough sets. I can kind of stop buying sets for a bit. And I almost just want to buy pieces just to mock build.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, it is so much fun to build mocks. Like, and it's great if you live close to a Lego store, you can do so much mock building for relatively inexpensive prices. Yeah. Like it's the long game, but you know, the mock that I'm currently working on is a Forestman mock, and I think 95% of the green pieces that I've used on it so far came off the pad wall.
Okay.
And like almost all the bulk brick that I used to build it up before putting the green on, almost all that came off of either pad wall or set drafts that I did with my lug. And so like,
that's nice.
If you do it strategically, you can save a lot of money on mock. I mean, it's still, that mock is huge, 6 base plates by 3 base plates. So, I mean, I'm going to be into it for a lot regardless.
Yeah.
But I can't even imagine ordering all of those parts new, either off of Lego or off of Bricklink. Like, whew.
No, I know Bricklink's so expensive. That's why I was going to get some parts for a video I'm working on right now. And it was like, I feel like I wasn't getting that much. It was like maybe 50 pieces and it ended up being close to like $30. Because the one thing I'll say about pad balls that's hard is you don't get like, not base plates, but like the plates often. And I find I use those a lot. So those get tough. But I've kind of been blessed now too, because I actually just went with shout out Scott Davis. We just went the other week. So they are in Columbus. They have a Lego store and a Discovery Center, which it's weird. They're like right by each other. Like you can spit distance from each other. So we've got those. We've got a hole in the wall reseller called Bedlam's Bricks. That's actually really good. It's like a bricks and minifigs. So like new sets, they have to overcharge obviously, but like you can get used stuff. Like there's basically just a bricks and minifigs. That's its one off. And then we also got within the last month, I think, because I think they opened in March. We got 2 bricks and minifigs, which I don't think there's any in all of Ohio. And then we got 2 within 15 minutes of like my house.
Yeah,
So
it seems like they're going crazy lately because
yeah,
I'm in the DC area and there was not a bricks and minifigs within probably 200 miles, I don't think, for a long time. And now there is that one opened up in Charlottesville last year. And then in the next year, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and the one opened up in Richmond as well. So, I mean, that's an hour and a half drive away. But there's going to be 6 bricks and minifigs within like an hour and a half of me within 2 years after
jeez.
none
Yeah,
forever.
man. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but I mean, it's a great. That's like I meant to get to that, but yeah, bricks and minifigs is a great way to get pieces too because you got all those plates. It's a little more expensive than I think a pad ball comes out to be, but you got such a variety. I mean, the one I was at, they had a bunch of old sticker pieces from like the old space sets and stuff. So you can
Nice.
get unique stuff in there, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was saying, I think I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I look around and I'm like, I kind of want to build my own stuff. Like I'm never gonna be able to keep up with the sets that come out because there's so much coming out. I'm like never gonna have all of them. There's no need to. I just
Right.
kind of get into a point where I want to just build my own stuff.
Yeah. And that's the completionist mindset is, Lego fans' worst enemy. Like, because so many times I hear people, say, well, I had to get this set because, it completed the collection, but I really don't like it. Like, so you went back and you bought a set, resold for way more than it was ever on the shelf for,
Yeah.
and you don't like it? Like, ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's like I have a few sets where I'm like that. Like the Republic fighter tank that last came out, I bought like 3 of those. The minifigs were great. I loved the clones in it, but the set itself, I'm like, I don't like that set. It's just not my favorite. But yeah, no, I get that, and it's like I also like you got like Duck Bricks and M&R, and it's like you're never gonna catch up to them.
Oh,
Like
yeah. No way.
I don't know, and that's I don't know. I'm just kind of like never gonna catch up to them. I don't really like. I don't need to. That was never my goal either to have the
Right.
most Legos, you know. But weird goal. But yeah, I don't know. I just like I think I've finally gotten to the point where I'm like, I'll just buy the sets I want to get and just build my own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's so much fun. And the great thing about building your own stuff is you can build small or you can build huge
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you have. Like,
Yeah.
we're doing a challenge in my lug. This month's challenge is to build a minifig habitat. So like 8x8 plate on the bottom or something that makes that up. And then basically a little more than 8 bricks tall. And so almost anybody has enough parts
Yeah.
to make that. And you can have a lot of fun, and it's really challenging to try and fit like either a story or a good scene or something into something that
Oh
small.
yeah. No, I know. I know. I'll try and pull one up. I did one of those actually a while ago. I'll just go to my Instagram actually, and I posted a video on it. The video did bad, but that's not the point. But that was my first time building small, and I actually enjoyed it a lot because it's really tricky to do, like you're saying, and to get all the details.
Yeah.
And this isn't like that great. Like I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but it was just my first time doing small scale. Share screen. But it was this. So my girlfriend's an artist. Well, yeah, fiance's an artist. So I made her an art studio out of Lego for her birthday last year.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it was kind of like my way to return, because she will oftentimes paint me something, and I was like, how can I return the favor? So I did this, and this So I don't know if you can tell, but this portrait on the back right wall is supposed to represent Starry Night in like micro
Okay.
scale. That portrait alone took me about 3 hours. It was
Yeah.
so hard because if I don't know if you can see my mouse when I do this, but the clouds are coming. So it's like one of those studs that it's like just a normal 1x1, and then it's got a stud coming out. But then for like the clouds right below it, they're indented. So I tried to give it depth, sort of. So there's like building, and then it's coming out some too. And then the like main mountain and the chapels and stuff are also extended. But like the mock itself, I mean, there's nothing too complex here. But that Starry Night on its own took up the vast majority of that mock.
And that's the difficulty when you're building small, is like every piece counts. Like if you do something big, like the one I'm working on right now, like you can just throw pieces in it and like you're not going to notice most of them. But something that size, like every single piece matters.
Yeah.
So you got to be really thoughtful about what you're making, or else like you're not gonna you're gonna run out of space and not have something very good looking. So
yeah, and it's hard to do because I really like the diorama style, even in that small scale where it's just like a black template you work with. But yeah, it can just be really tough to do for sure. I saw. Do you watch Bearded Bricks at all?
I've seen a few of his things. I don't watch him much, but
Okay.
I've seen his. I saw his big castle last year at a convention, and gigantic.
Yeah, very big. So they on his I think he's live on Wednesdays if I'm not mistaken, but they do like they highlight like 10 or so mocks and like rate them. And one of the last ones they did, it kind of inspired me because it's like a similar layout to what a diorama plate mock would be.
Yeah.
But they did it all like natural rock work, and it's shaped like a circle almost.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know if I can, but it was really neat because I feel like you don't see that too often. At least I haven't. But
yeah, doing kind of the natural edge on a mock is tough.
Yeah. Maybe it was Brick Static.
Yeah, that's really cool. Vegan magic, like I love building the fantasy style stuff and landscapes. Like I don't know what it is about building landscapes out of Lego, but I really enjoy it. You know, some of them look better than others, but like trying to make something natural looking out of primarily square bricks, like it's the challenge is great. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. This account, you might know them, but it's a Brickstalgic, I think is how you say it, on Instagram. Their mocks are so fun to look through. I think they just repost other people's, but like some of the stuff is just so complex. Like this horse right here. I mean, I don't get how people do stuff like that. It just blows my mind.
Oh, have you seen what's his name? Roldan Grace's Knight and Horse.
How do you spell that?
Roldan. And then Grace, I think he's like the Roldan Grace. Yeah. Like he has one that he was invited to display, that one right there. Oh my
gosh.
And it's big. Like that Knight is probably 9 or 10 inches tall, I would guess.
How many chains is that?
Yeah. Just awesome. Like, and it was on display at the Lego house for a while, and I don't know if it's still there, but yeah, and he brought that to Brick World Chicago last year.
Oh man,
just mind blowing.
That would have been so cool. That is crazy. The eye on the horse.
Yeah,
that is wild. Man, that is really good.
Yeah,
that must be cool to see in person.
Like not that many pieces when it comes down to it. I mean, yes, it's a fair sized horse. It's pretty big, but I mean, not a huge mock. Like you can collect pieces over time and come up with something pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, and none of those pieces, just from a quick glance, are like that specific that you couldn't get them pretty easily. Like it's not anything too unreasonable. That is so awesome. Man, that's cool.
Yeah, he is super talented, like super impressive. And that's something that like I really enjoy when people do the highlights of mock builds, like Bearded Bricks, or you know, if you're into castle stuff, Goldfire,
okay,
killing it on YouTube. And he does every month like the top 10 castle mocks of the month that he's seen.
Oh, that's cool.
And so people submit stuff and he'll go look through like Instagram and things, and like people build some crazy stuff. Like I love to see like how creative people can get, because it really, I mean, at some point Lego is an art form, right?
Yeah,
it's a medium.
I mean, that's kind of, I think, what I was getting to too, is like, that's why I can't find him on Instagram, but I'll check out his YouTube. That's why I like it, is just because it's like a way to create, you know, like a lot of people are into woodworking. And that's why, like, I love a Lego set, don't get me wrong, but it just is also nice to be able to sit back sometimes and try and figure it out for yourself.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny when you go through the creative process, it changes the relationship a little bit. It's a different relationship with the hobby than the collecting mindset. And then like I a while ago, probably in the last year or so, I started expressing it to people. Like they'd ask, I'd be taking time off work to go to Brick World Chicago last year, for example. And people are like, oh, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to Chicago to hang out with some friends. Like, oh, what are you doing there? Well, I'm actually exhibiting at an art show, a Lego art show. Oh, really? And then like, you know, go down the road from there. When you present it that way, like, I mean, people are like, oh, really? Like, yeah, we're basically sculpting using Lego.
Yeah. That's why I'd like to be able to go this year, but next year I definitely want to try and display something. I don't know if I'll take anything huge, but I think like a couple of smaller builds would be fun to take and have at a table for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even this year, if you're going to go, like, are you coming for the full time, or are you just stopping for the display days?
If I can make it, it'll probably be Friday through Sunday.
Okay.
So not the entire 5 days or whatever it is, but more than just the public days.
Yeah. So I would say bring something, like a habitat, something. And
Really?
and I'm sure like me or somebody else, we can find a spot on a table to put you down with us.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Because yeah, like, and put something out, because it I don't know, have you been to a convention before?
This will be my first one.
So first of all, Brick World Chicago is going to spoil you for most other conventions.
Yeah.
It's like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mark runs a great show, but it's a fun experience to go and like look and see and find out. But it's an even better experience, I think, to display something like, because like the stuff, it's funny because like last year at Brick World Chicago, I don't know if you saw, probably seen on Beyond the Brick or something. One of my buddies, Elliot Builds, on Instagram, did a huge clone base, like just massive clone base. It was sick, gorgeous. And so I had my like little 2 base plate beach right next to it, and just like totally lost next to it. But, you know, people would come around and they'd be like, oh, that's a cool beach, after like, you know, geeking out on his giant clone base for a while. And so like, even with just something smaller, I mean, 2 base plates isn't tiny, but, you know, compared to the 10 foot by 4 foot or whatever it was clone base that he did, you know, crazy. So, you know, just having something small on display gives you that much more, I don't know, it makes it, at least for me, it makes it that much better.
Yeah. And it kind of shows like you're not just a collector, like you said, you're actually like building stuff too. So I mean, that totally, is it this one you're talking about?
Yes.
Wow, that's insane.
It is awesome.
Yeah, that totally makes sense though too. Um, and even just like the idea of having like a little card sounds so fun. So I might try and come up with something then, because I don't know. I just got to start planning, because I'm working on a mock right now, or kind of a mock series, but I don't know if it's anything I'd take. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I could probably come up with something. Wouldn't be anything big like that, but
Right.
I also like that horse you were showing. I also really like those builds that are just kind of one-off things, where it's not necessarily a landscape build. It just is
Yeah.
sort of its own standalone thing. But I will say, I'm really hoping that was it New Hiroshima is what they called it, or the big cyber
New Hashima, yeah.
New Hiroshima. Yeah. Okay, yeah, not Hiroshima. I realized what I just said. Okay.
Yeah. I have made that mistake as well before. Like,
okay.
They sound so much similar that, like, yeah,
Okay.
easy to do.
All right. Yeah, that thing, I've watched hours of footage on that and still feel like I haven't seen it. That thing is massive.
And that is the only, like, it is super impressive, like crazy cool, but it's almost disappointing to me because it's so big that you can't appreciate all the work that people have put into it. Like, I would almost rather see that as several separate builds that you could, because like last year at Chicago, the area that they had roped off was like 25 feet wide. And so, I mean, it was huge. It was this giant area.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to see like minifig detail stories, you know, that are this big and it's 15 feet away and that's the closest you can get, it's like, it's disappointing because I wanted to see all the hard work that had gone into it. And so, like, that's sometimes, I don't know, once again, this is my opinion. Lots of people might disagree, but like sometimes there's too big, because like if you're putting, I feel bad for the builders, because if you put all this work into it, like the overall structure is super impressive and it looks great and like it is eye catching and like everybody remembers New Hashima that saw it, because it like massive, cool, really cool. But like, you know, if you built, you know, a little section, even if it's a 2 foot by 2 foot section, like nobody sees all that work.
Yeah, that makes sense, because when I watched the like walkthrough, I think it was on Beyond the Brick. When I watched that walkthrough, I was like, I'm not seeing anything in the middle. Like, there's all this stuff in the middle that I just don't even know what's in there. But yeah, I mean, that makes sense for sure. That's why, like that horse, when you can see all of it, it's really impressive. And it's not to say that the other builders aren't that good, but when you're not seeing it, like, you don't know. I think the thing that stood out with that build to me the most, even more than the size, is how articulated it was, with all the moving functions and the motors and the lights and the screens. It just like all the moving pieces in there that weren't even Lego.
Right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. New Hashima is super impressive. It is awesome. Like, and to get people from all over that contributed to it, like, incredible. Yeah. Incredible coordination.
So I guess because they were from all around the world, not just the country, right? Yeah. So they were probably doing like Zoom calls and stuff to build that. But like with your lug, do you guys usually meet in person, I'm guessing, and work on stuff, or how does that work?
So we have our current collaboration this year is a waterfront, like out on the East Coast. We got boardwalks out on the ocean front that are kind of really a distinct Atlantic coast thing. And so we've been doing this big boardwalk. And so the way that it came about was actually a year ago. We were at a convention together, about a half dozen of us, and we're sitting talking like, hey, what should we do as a collaboration? Because we were inspired actually by Charm City. Charm City Lug did a massive pirate display a couple years back, like just huge. That was gorgeous. And we're like, we're not any worse builders than them, and there's enough of us that we could do something pretty cool. And so we started brainstorming. We came up with the waterfront idea, and we basically, everybody went home afterwards and we're like, okay, to the next meeting, bring like a sketch model. And so probably, I don't know, 10-ish people brought sketch models based on what we'd talked about. And then we looked at them and we said, okay, now we got to establish a standard. So the boardwalk needs to be able to meet up here at the end of everybody's module. And, you know, the beach needs to meet up here. And we established that standard. And some collaborations, you have to have really specific standards. Like New Hashima has, like, the structure on that thing is so, like, it has to be locked in. And not to the same extent, but the waterfront, in order to get this year at Chantilly, Brick Fair, Virginia, in Chantilly, the big one, we have on the docket probably close to 90 feet worth of waterfront.
Not 90?
90, yeah. Because there will be, like,
wait, are you talking about your Lego mock?
Yeah. So at Brick Fair Fredericksburg last month, we had about a little more than 30 feet worth. There was 17 people participated. And so, you know, if everybody brings 2 feet, like that gets big fast. And so we'll have, I think, somewhere around 30 people that are contributing.
And, so that's what the 90 feet is what you're displaying at Virginia or Chicago or both? So
that I'll bring a small piece of my build to Chicago.
Okay.
But at Virginia, we'll have the culmination of the waterfront project, and it'll be, close to 90 feet, maybe even a little more than 90 feet, because we keep having people that, like, either new to the lug or whatever, like, hey, I want to jump in. Let me, you know, what's the standard? And so, it's going to be gigantic. So 90 linear feet. It'll actually be in a U shape. So I think probably 12 to 16 feet across the bottom end of the U, and then about 40 feet up each side.
I'm just still trying to process 90. I'm sorry. I thought you said 9. I was like, he must have just misspoke. But 90, oh my gosh. See, I just, like, as someone who's never been to a convention, that big is, like, hard to imagine.
Yeah, I mean, things get big fast when you think about it. One base plate wide is just shy of a foot, right? 10 inches. And so if you have 30 or 40 or 50 people from a lug that want to collaborate on something, even if everybody does one base plate, you know, you're getting gigantic. And our modules for this are 3 base plates deep. So it'll be 3 base plates deep, and then however many people bring however many modules wide.
Man, that's wild. That's so cool, though.
Yeah. Well, and it's great because, like, I've had a great time building my portions of it, but when you put it in and it's part of the bigger whole, like, it's awesome. It's so much fun to, like, because I can build cool stuff myself, but other people approach it so differently that, like, getting that together, it actually looks like a cityscape or a boardwalk or whatever when you have a bunch of different people, because a city doesn't look like one person built it. And so you get all the different interpretations with color and shapes and everything. And it really, like, it takes it to the next level.
That's awesome. So can you give any, like, bits about what your part is, or do you want to keep it all?
So I've displayed mine before. Let me see if I have a waterfront picture here.
If there's a Instagram for your lug too, I could try that.
Oh yeah. So Nova Lug, like Northern Virginia, NOVA-LUG is the Instagram. And it should have some waterfront footage on there. Crimson says not to go until 11 p.m. We're not trying to pull an ACOB here.
No, sir, not yet. Not yet. A long stream would be fun at some point, but and Crimson, are you UK, if I'm not mistaken? So it's even later if you were there. No, I think a long stream would be fun at some point, but I usually keep these to an hour and a half. I think Moments and I went for 2, but that's about the max I'll ever go.
Right.
Share screen. Does this count?
Yep. So you can see they're kind of in the bottom right corner is just a small section. If you go back to the feed, there should be a bigger chunk. Like scroll down a little bit and there should be, there you go. I think that one right there in the middle is a video that actually walks around.
Oh, no way.
A good portion of it. This is while we were setting up. So it's not even the finished product yet. And you see how everybody has their little chunks. Dang, and so that's mine right there on the corner. That fishing pier and the big wave.
That we just went by, or that's coming up?
Yep. Right there. That we already went by. Okay. So it was on one of the corners of the U.
Okay. I don't know if I can back it up on the
right. Yeah, I don't know how
to go around again. That you guys did really good on that. Why am I drawing a blank? The caps of the waves.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So this right here, the pier that's going past, that's my fishing pier. And then you can see the wave right there past it. There's actually a surfer in that half pipe wave.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. How did you guys do? So you see the it's almost shaded over. Did you shade that over with translucent to give it that rippling under the water effect?
Yeah. So it's the basic water is 2 layers thick. You have 3 different colors of blue: dark blue, regular blue, and then medium azure, I believe it is, right up next to the shore. So you get that gradient. And then over the top, it's got trans light blue tiles. And then for my wave, it's actually built all out of trans light blue plates and tiles, and then a little bit of just regular trans clear at the top for the wave cap. But yeah, it's all, yeah, there he is right there hiding in the,
see it, little yellow face right there.
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
That's all plate and tile work to get the rippling effect. And there's a few trans blue cheese slopes on there as well to help round it off a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Cause that water stuff is not easy to do by any means.
Yeah.
That's not a simple thing to do. I tried it. I've only posted, I think, 2 mocks that I've done. And the other one I did, I'll try and find it again, was I don't even know what it was. It was just like a big old, I called it a pirate island. I'll share the screen again, but this is it impressed me so much because this was my version of a white cap, just little studs. I had no idea how to do water, and I tried to mix stuff. This was the first mock I've done in years, but
and it looks good. That's the thing is you achieved a great kind of cartoony look there.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. But I just I'm just showing this to show guys that water work is not by any means easy to do. So to see it done on a mass scale that well is crazy. This was my version of a dude in a half pipe.
Nice.
I think if I had to pick, I'd rather do this foresty type stuff personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just blows my mind. That's really good. I'm excited to see that now. That's awesome.
Yeah. So all I'm bringing to Chicago, just for space constraint reasons, is the guy in the half pipe. I'll bring those couple of base plates of the wave and the half pipe.
That's awesome. That'll be cool to see.
So Crimson, you're on the East Coast. Are you coming down to Brick Fair, Virginia in August?
I could probably do that one in August. Wait, what day is it? No, I actually probably can't. What weekend is it?
So it is like the last, I think the 31st of June, or I'm sorry, 31st of
August.
July, 1st of August weekend, I think.
Oh, 31st of July. Oh.
Yeah, it's the very first weekend in August.
I might be able to stop by then. August is a crazy month for me.
Okay, August 3rd and 4th will be the public days.
Okay, I might actually be able to go to that because I've heard really good things about Virginia too. So that one is like on my radar. That would be awesome. But yeah, August.
Yeah, and you're kind of in a great location, halfway between Chicago and Virginia.
I know. Yeah, it works out pretty well. August is just a crazy month because I've got 4 weddings every weekend of August. Yeah, my own being the last one. So it just is like a very hectic month.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it's that first weekend, why not slide another event in?
Right. Yeah, no pressure, but if you can make it out, Virginia is awesome. It's a totally different vibe than Chicago.
Yeah.
But tons of great creative builders, good event. And even if, making it down for just the public days, make a weekend out of it in DC or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's a great show.
Hey, Moments, how are you doing? Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun though. I'm excited for Brick World Chicago just because first convention I think will be fun. Do you have any tips for first convention goer?
Good shoes.
Okay.
Definitely wear good shoes because like all the conventions that I've been to pretty much are on concrete, and so if you're hanging out on concrete for 8-10 hours and you're wearing some kind of shoes that aren't really good, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna hurt.
Okay.
So that's tip number 1. Number 2 is like just be friendly and meet people. Like I went to Chicago by myself the first year I went a couple of years ago, and like didn't know anybody that was going to be there, and just ended up meeting people and like hanging out. And last year made a couple more friends that'll be friends for life. Like, so it's great. You meet all kinds of awesome people. And so, enjoy the stuff in the convention hall, but especially at Chicago, there's so many social activities and stuff that people will hang out in the lobby at the hotel at Chicago until 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Okay.
Just socializing. So, take advantage of that. People will go to medieval times like ACOB's talking about, or, you make a trip to Bricks and Minifigs or Brickmania or whatever with a group of friends.
Is that a restaurant?
Medieval times, yeah. It's got like restaurant plus like a joust.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Because that's what I've never been to anything like it. So like, I've met people, but like I haven't met most of the people that I'd be meeting in person. I've only met like 1 or 2. So that's where it's going to be new, is like I've talked to a lot of these guys, like you, for example. Like I've had a few conversations with you now, but till you meet people in person, it's just a little different, which I can be outgoing and I can be introverted when I want to be. So
right.
Just have to flip the switch.
Yep. And if you got to be like Sean and, hide in the hotel room and take a nap for an hour because you're exhausted, go do that and then jump back into fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I'm excited to just even meet a lot of people there, and just in person too. It'll be nice to just kind of have a chat, not through a screen. That's what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah. Actually make eye contact with people instead of just staring at your screen.
Yeah. Yeah. And we said this earlier, it doesn't even look like chat. It doesn't even look like I'm looking at it. Cause now my camera's here because my camera battery died, but like the screen is right here on my monitor. So like it's a little bit off tonight.
Splitting that difference is hard.
Yeah. Crimson said, who's the next interviewee? I think it's going to be Cole. I think I think that's who's coming on next. But yeah, Cole is who should be here. After that, I don't know. It's kind of just play it by ear. Moment says, watch Cable Guy. I think I missed something there.
Yeah.
And Scott said, Tiger, you're pretty outgoing with me. Yeah, like I said, I can be when I want to be. Just gotta do it. Yeah. But yeah, I know I'm excited overall. I think it'll be a great time. I'm not staying at the actual convention hotel. I'm staying at the next one they recommended. I think it's like 4 blocks away or something. But I know some other people staying there too, so probably see them in the lobby or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and the great thing is they're not going to card you and ask you your room number in the lobby at the convention center, so you can hang out there in the lobby with people as well. And then just because it's a convention center, right, attached to the hotel, so there's all kinds of they're used to tons of people mingling there, and we take the place over. There are Lego nerds everywhere.
That's fun. I guess my only thing I'm thinking is like, when there's moments like that, I'm just the type of person where like I don't usually walk up into a group of people and insert myself because I don't want to like intercede or anything. But I don't know if that's just how it is. Like that's just what you do there, Yeah,
I mean, there will be a lot of people that are in groups, but if you recognize somebody who either you've just watched online or somebody who you've interacted with, go up and introduce yourself. Like everybody's pretty chill. Obviously you've already got social skills. You don't go up and like just right in the middle of something, but go up, kind of wait for an opening, and most of especially the bigger people try and make themselves available, like M&R or whoever, Emasaurus, they'll try and make themselves available and then take time out for themselves, away from the crowds for a while. But most people that are at conventions for Lego that you're going to want to meet are at the conventions because they want to see the people that want to meet them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. And that's what like I feel like most of the people I interact with are like just honestly ACOB, because like not even just those two, but everyone in the chat, it's those type of people where they're not usually like M&R and they're like, you got to wait in a line to see him, which I want to meet him too. He seems like a great guy. But yeah, so like I don't know, and like even just having the familiarity of like, oh, I'm in there every Thursday for like the last year and a half now, so you got a little bit of connection built up.
Absolutely. And if you just go up and introduce, hey, I've been watching whatever, or like Extra Bricks, I don't know if he's going to be there, but like, if he recognized me, I don't know what he looks like, because all I've seen is his his little avatar. I haven't seen what he looks like. But if he came up to me and was like, hey, I'm Extra Bricks, I'd be, oh, that's awesome, great, we've talked several times online, in different chats and stuff. But if you, especially you're active in the ACOB chat, but if you tell people, I'm TigerBuilds, we talked in the chat or whatever, and they'll be, oh, great, Tiger, awesome. And it's it's like you're already internet friends, so it makes it really easy. It's a lot of fun. And getting to know the people behind the camera kind of is a lot of fun, because there, for the most part, everybody is the same person they are on camera, but getting to see the whole person, rather than like just the not even caricature, but the flat, this is what you get to see. This is, here's my Lego studio. This is, and that's all about them, and all the, the personality that you get, especially if you haven't, interacted with them on a podcast or something. You get kind of a two-dimensional view of a person, and so to get to see them like the whole person is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's super encouraging. And like I said, super excited to go. So I think it'll be a blast for sure. But yeah, it just is like, it's just such a different dynamic than most social interactions, So, but yeah, it'll be a good time, and I'm looking forward to it. Are you going all 5 days then with your
Yeah,
build?
I'll be driving out with a buddy on Tuesday actually, because it's a 15-hour drive, or about 13-hour drive, give or take, from the DC area, and so we'll leave early Tuesday morning, drive out, get there hopefully by about dinner time on Tuesday, and then crash for the night after dinner, and be ready to hit it hard all 5 days. You gotta go into con mode. You gotta power through.
Do you know if you'll go through Columbus? Because if you do, you got a lot of Lego stores you got to hit.
I'm not sure exactly what the route will be. Is Columbus along 70 or 80?
70.
We might go through Columbus then. I don't know. It'll depend.
Yeah, it's probably whatever's fastest that day, honestly. But yeah, it's because if you go through Columbus, you'll probably hit what is the outer belt, so you just go like around the city basically instead of through it.
Yeah.
But right off that outer belt would be those bricks and minifigs you could hop right onto if you wanted.
Nice.
So if you need a little break, stretch the legs, go walk around
Yeah.
for a minute. But yeah, no, I'm excited, and it'll be exciting to meet people there. I think we'll wrap up the podcast with that. But thank you again very much for coming on, first returning guest. So I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, anytime. And thank you guys for stopping by. I know we got Moments, Scott, Crimson. You guys are in here all night, and a few others. I just can't see the chat that far up, but thanks for stopping by tonight, guys. And if you're on the replay gang, make sure you go follow James over at Walter LTD or Walter Limited. He's got a lot of great stuff coming out, and be sure you stay up to date with his mocks coming out at these next few conventions. And I will see you guys later. Peace.